Hello everyone, let's go to another video and see news like the rumor. Spider-Man 4 would be a Daredevil team-up. It could be a Venom crossover. We will also see James Cameron says that future Terminator projects will not include any familiar characters or iconography from the previous films and much more. Follow me and dare to face the unknown. And don't forget to always ask me questions. Welcome to Explore Fun Facts Universe. Let's start with the news that there was a lot of crying during the reading of the final episode of Stranger Things. David Harbour reveals that the cast of Stranger Things cried a lot during the reading of the final episode. After being delayed several months by the writer's strike and the actor's strike, Season 5 of the hit Netflix series Stranger Things, which is also the last season of the show, finally went into production at the start of the year and is now deep into its 12-month shooting schedule. So deep, in fact, that the cast has gotten together for a read through the script for the final episode. And while speaking with comicbook.com, cast member David Harbour revealed there was heavy weeping during the reading of that script. Stranger Things has the following synopsis: a love letter to the 80s classic genre films that captivated a generation. Stranger Things is a thrilling drama set in the seemingly normal Midwestern town of Hawkins, Indiana. After a boy vanishes into thin air, his close-knit group of friends and family search for answers and are pulled into a high-stakes and deadly series of events. Beneath the surface of their ordinary town lurks an extraordinary supernatural mystery, along with top-secret government experiments and a dangerous gateway that connects our world to a powerful yet sinister realm. Friendships will be tested and lives will be altered as what they discover will change Hawkins and possibly the world forever. Harbour told comicbook.com, "Getting back to the OG crew of this final season has been wild in a way, because we have come so far, and it is not the show that we started in Season 1. I think that's a wild experience for all of us. I mean, those kids were 11 years old when we started, 12 years old. Now they're 20 and they're shaving, and they aren't kids anymore." Finn Wolfhard just directed a movie. I think to have it all come back full circle. We just did a read-through of the last episode, and the amount of crying, like the episode, is very beautiful. But there's also a deeper level of that. This was actually their childhood. They were 11 years old and grew up and fought this monster. And I've never seen so much heavy weeping from teenagers or young adults in my life. There was some cameras there, but we didn't do it for the publicists or the Instagram people. There was something intimate about the way they structured it that I'm hoping that you don't see very much of that, because there was something profound in the sense that we are a family. There is the deeper level. It is about us as individuals who've worked together for 9 years since they were kids, and that really came through. There was a real deep kind of honesty and heartbreak and bittersweet quality to all of it. Stranger Things is produced by Monkey Massacre Productions and 21 Laps Entertainment. Series creators the Duffer Brothers serve as executive producers alongside Sean Levy and Dan Cohen of 21 Laps Entertainment, Ian Patterson and Curtis Gwynn. 10 Cloverfield Lane and Prey director Dan Trachtenberg directed an episode of the final season before heading off to make the new Predator movie Badlands, starring Elle Fanning. New to the cast for Stranger Things Season 5 are Linda Hamilton, The Terminator, Nell Fisher, Evil Dead Rise, newcomer Jake Connolly, and Alex Bro, Joe Pickett. Are you looking forward to the last season of Stranger Things and to finding out what happens in the final episode? Let us know by leaving a comment below. Let's move on to this news, which is box office predictions. Will Transformers 1 beat Beetlejuice? Transformers 1 is set for a low-key debut at the weekend box office, although it should be able to beat Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice has dominated the box office the last 2 weekends, emerging as one of the year's biggest blockbusters. However, its reign at the top of the box office heap seems bound to maybe end this weekend with the release of Paramount's Transformers 1. This animated prequel has to overcome the fact that some degree of franchise fatigue has started to set in, with Bumblebee, Transformers, The Last Night and Rise of the Beasts all struggling to break even at the domestic box office. Even if internationally, the grosses remain strong. What makes Transformers 1 different is that this is a departure from live action, with it being the first animated movie in the franchise since 1980's SIX's Transformers, the movie. The estimates for the film are relatively weak, with only a $30 million or so weekend looking likely. I personally love the film, check out my review, and even got quoted in the final trailer. Here's the thing, it's going to have a soft opening. It's just a fact. But word of mouth is going to be great. When I attended a word of mouth screening here in Montreal, the audience cheered when it ended. The last time I remember that happening was at Black Panther. The cinema score is going to be great, so hopefully word of this great little animated flick will spread. However, it also has big competition next week with The Wild Robot, which is apparently also great. Transformers 1 should be able to eke out a victory over Beetlejuice, with that one looking at about $25 million this weekend. Although it's not impossible the sequel could repeat at the top of the charts. Third place should go to Lionsgate's Never Let Go, which is looking at a modest $6 million weekend. The studio is suffering one of the worst runs at the box office in recent memory, and while Halle Berry's star power might bring in an audience, I think horror fans are waiting until October to really get in the spirit of the spooky season. They could even get beaten by Blumhouse Speak No Evil in week 2. First place is a total crapshoot. It could be Deadpool and Wolverine with about $3 million, but it could also go to Matt Walsh's controversial Am I Racist, which made a surprising amount of money last weekend. I'm betting on Deadpool as I think that movie was front-loaded. Here are my predictions. Transformers 1, $30 million. Beetlejuice, $25 million. Never Let Go, $6 million. Speak No Evil, $5 million. Deadpool and Wolverine, $3 million. Do you agree with our predictions? Let us know in the comments. For the next news story, let's go with James Cameron saying that future Terminator projects will not include characters from previous films. James Cameron saying that future Terminator projects will not include familiar characters or iconography from previous films. The Terminator and Terminator 2, Judgment Day, continue to stand the test of time as some of the finest sci-fi action movies ever made. However, the subsequent sequels always felt like they were trying and failing to recapture that lightning in a bottle. James Cameron revealed last year that he's been working on his own secret Terminator project, and while speaking with Empire for the 40th anniversary of the original movie, he dropped a big hint at what it could look like. TLDR, don't expect to see any familiar characters or iconography. This is the moment when you jettison everything that is specific to the last 40 years of Terminator, but you live by those principles, Cameron said, explaining that the franchise needs to move past its iconic characters. You get too inside it, and then you lose a new audience because the new audience care much less about that stuff than you think they do. That's the danger, obviously, with Avatar as well, but I think we've proven that we have something for new audiences. This means no T-800, no Sarah Connor, and no John Connor. Stripping away these elements would take the franchise back to its bones, humans versus machines, and that's just what Cameron wants. You got powerless main characters, essentially fighting for their lives, who get no support from existing power structures and have to circumvent them but somehow maintain a moral compass. And then you throw AI into the mix, Cameron teased. Those principles are sound principles for storytelling today, right? So I have no doubt that subsequent Terminator films will not only be possible, but they'll kick ass. But this is the moment where you jettison all the specific iconography. Arnold Schwarzenegger has already said that he's done with the franchise, and I can't say I blame him. The last 3 installments, Terminator Salvation, Terminator Genesis, and Terminator Dark Fate, were each meant to kickstart a new trilogy, but they all underperformed. Taking things back to basics, without any of the baggage of the previous movies, might be the best way to go. Now let's see details of Squid Game, which was a full trailer has been released for Squid Game Season 2, which is set to start streaming on Netflix this December. Netflix recently announced that Squid Game Season 2 is set to premiere on the streaming service on December 26th, and soon after, they unveiled a teaser trailer that lived up to the tease part of its name, as it didn't have a whole lot to show. Now a special teaser has arrived online, complete with actual footage from the show, and you can check it out in the embed above. Series creator Hwang Dong-hyuk is the director, writer, and producer of the show. Squid Game Season 2 has the following synopsis. 3 years after winning Squid Game, Player 456 remains determined to find the people behind the game and put an end to their vicious sport. Using this fortune to fund his search, Ji-hun starts with the most obvious of places. Look for the man in a sharp suit playing Doc G in the subway. But when his efforts finally yield results, the path toward taking down the organization proves to be deadlier than he imagined. To end the game, he needs to re-enter it. Hwang Dong-hyuk recently let it be known that Squid Game will be wrapping up with Season 3, so we have more episodes to look forward to beyond Season 2. In addition to the next 2 seasons of Squid Game, Netflix is also moving forward with a second season of Squid Game, The Challenge, a reality series in which 456 players compete for $4.56 million cash prize by competing in challenges based on those in the series, although without all the death. There have also been rumors that David Fincher is still working on an English-language version of the series. Are you a fan of the first season of Squid Game? And are you looking forward to season 2? Then let us know by leaving a comment below. Now finally, let's go with a rumor. Spider-Man 4 would be a Daredevil team-up, but it could be a Venom crossover. Rumors indicate that Marvel wanted Spider-Man 4 to be a Daredevil team-up, but Sony wants a Venom crossover. Last week, it was reported that Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings director Destin Daniel Cretton is in talks to take the helm of the fourth Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man film. Now that's Spider-Man, Homecoming, Spider-Man, Far From Home, and Spider-Man, No Way Home director John Watts having moved on to other projects. Also last week, the final trailer for Sony's Marvel-inspired film Venom, The Last Dance dropped online, revealing that the movie features the villainous Null, an eldritch god of darkness and the creator of the symbiotes. Now, the Cosmic Circus has shared a rumor that while Venom, The Last Dance is meant to be the last entry in the Venom franchise, leaving it as a trilogy, that movie might not be the last time we see Tom Hardy play Eddie Brock and his symbiote pal Venom, nor would it be the last time we see Null, as they could both be showing up in Spider-Man 4. According to the Cosmic Circus, Marvel Studios and Sony have been at odds on what sort of approach should be taken to Spider-Man 4. Marvel wanted to make a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man movie with a hero teaming up with fellow street-level hero Matt Murdock/Daredevil, played by Charlie Cox, to face off with the villain Wilson Fisk/Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio, following the events of the upcoming Disney Plus series Daredevil Born Again. While Spidey and DD work together to bring down Kingpin, they might also encounter enemies like the crime syndicate the Maggia, the superpowered gangster Mr. Negative, scientist Spencer Smythe, creator of the Spider Slayer's robots, and/or Scorpion and Prowler, characters who were set up in Spider-Man, Homecoming with the appearance of their alter egos, played by Michael Mando and Donald Glover. On the other hand, Sony has been pushing to make the movie another high-stakes multiversal adventure like Spider-Man, No Way Home, and from what the Cosmic Circus has heard, Sony might be the winner in this argument. The street-level Daredevil team-up might be set aside in favor of a multiversal Venom crossover. Alex Perez of the Cosmic Circus reports, "Recently, I heard that the upcoming Spider-Man film might pit Tom Holland's Spider-Man and Tom Hardy's Venom together, with Venom, The Last Dance setting up the interaction. By the end of Venom, The Last Dance, we may see Eddie Brock cross over into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with some sources indicating that the recent reshoots in NYC for Venom, The Last Dance has to do with that, but that remains unconfirmed for now. Not only that, but I'm hearing that the potential villain for this film would be Null, who is seeking to enshroud the entire multiverse in his darkness following its discovery. It's important to note that the Venom symbiote is currently in two different universes, the Sonyverse and the MCU. This link may spark Null to seek out Venom in 616 and be on a mission to engulf the multiverse in darkness. Null has some interesting origins deeply rooted within the multiverse, so the idea could be plausible. Who knows? Maybe Null lost his Necrosword in an incursion, and it slipped into 616 while he hid in the middle of two multiverses. As Perez mentions, Null has history in the comics with a Necrosword, which was wielded by Gore the God Butcher in Thor Love and Thunder. In fact, in the comics, All Black the Necrosword was the first symbiote. It was manifested from the shadow of the evil deity Null and tempered inside the head of a Celestial, now known as Nowhere. Nowhere being a location that was seen in the Guardians of the Galaxy films. The Venom symbiote is also split between the universe the Venom films take place in and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as a piece of the symbiote was left behind when Venom briefly visited the MCU in Spider-Man, No Way Home. That was obviously setting up story possibilities for the future, and it looks like Sony might be following up on it sooner than Marvel Studios expected to. What do you think of these Spider-Man 4 rumors? Would you rather see a movie where Spider-Man and Daredevil team up to take down Kingpin and other street-level threats, or a movie where Spider-Man and Venom team up to save the multiverse from Null? Let us know by leaving a comment below. Thank you very much everyone for watching this video. If you liked it, share it with friends and family. Like, subscribe, and click the bell.